Welcome to another session of Endless Legend. It's that time again we're going for the unskilled labor, organized labor combo, which is incredible. Sorry, I just rebound my hotkeys and then immediately took a screenshot by accident. So there's this nice quest which we could do related to the Guardians, but sadly we're just being blocked off by green. Like I discussed in a previous episode, maybe I should have been on the offensive just to gain food stockpiles. And it's definitely a thing we can think about. Although currently I'm going to stay back because my happiness level is still not ideal. And it would be best if I could just build up my cities, make sure everyone is feeling reasonably okay with me before I try and expand to new cities. So the problem with warfare, if you're not going to expand, is that there's no alternative to capturing a city. Like if you besiege a city, you're obliged to take control of it. There's no way around that. So, unless you just walk through their territory and kill all their armies, that's an option. Although, then you put yourself at risk for relatively no reward, you know. It's possible we should do it because we need food stockpiles, at some point, at least. But for now, we're just going to hang back and play nice little necrophages. But before that, we're going to really get our stockpile economy going. Now, I've discussed this in previous videos, but the basic idea is you buff stockpiles with unskilled labor and organized labor, and then you use all the stockpiles, which is what we've already built up, to boost your industry, science, and food dramatically. Okay, so units won't be regenerating for a while, which is not that bad because we're not actually fighting anyone. And again, I want to prioritize food stockpiles because that way we can boost the population on our cities dramatically, and that's going to be very powerful in the long term because workers are like it's like a resource you build up very, very slowly, but they're very powerful in the long term. It's a good way to think about them, actually. In Endless Space 2, that's kind of I talk about Endless Space 2 when I talk about Endless Legend a lot. They're very similar games, obviously, same developer. There are a lot of differences between them, but obviously the design is... It's interesting to compare and contrast them, actually. I think we don't have that much to do on this turn. We can just wait for these stockpiles to activate, etc. We could move our armies around, but they're not positioned that badly anyways. So, in Endless Space 2, industry has that sort of role. Additional points of industry keep getting more industry, and then you can build up everything else from that point. In Endless Legend, it's more like food is like that, because once you have enough workers, you can just put them into dust, science, influence, whatever you want, basically. Currently, we have a lot of workers in food and industry overall, just so we can build all the important buildings we need. We've just gotten a significant chunk of influence production from this city because it has a ton of districts. So each district is giving us a little bit of extra influence, which goes a long way because influence is quite difficult to build up, actually. Well, it's surprisingly difficult to get influence. I mean, it is a fairly core resource. Well, I guess all resources are important, which is like, you know, one of the charms of this game. Now, Tinu is where? Oh, here's Tinu, okay. We have to think about this city then. How many workers do we have? 11. So upgrading the skill gives us 11 resources wherever we want them, because each worker gives additional resources. Percentage bonuses are probably going to be more important though. Like here we have 37. Actually, if we get a science percentage boost, we're going to get a significantly larger number than 11. Although if we go for the influence boost, 11 is definitely going to be more than 50% of that. I don't want to do maths, come on, that's tedious. Extra dust would be neat. This is very nice because it gives an overall bonus to almost everything you need. So it might be worth picking a suboptimal skill like this. I don't know what that word means. Presellant? Whatever. We can pick up the suboptimal skill. It's currently not that great, even with the city with most of the influence production. It will be good later on. Or we can just improve our science. That's pretty solid. On a city which already has quite a lot of science. Or we can just get this all-round skill by going through this not-so-great skill. I think I probably want science. And then just make this the science capital. This skill is better overall, but... No, it must be correct to go for the more flexible inspirational leader. The thing about cultist heroes is that you keep building up all these percentage boosts. So at some point you have a ton of different percentage bonuses. It's nice that we have at least one roving clans hero, so we can turn that into our trade capital if we want. Alright, currently our production is not very impressive, but it will be once we get those stockpiles online. And the stockpile economy it's very slow for a while, but once it really gets rolling, you'll start to see how powerful it is. Okay, they're being besieged by some random mobs. Harmonite, I believe? Well, I can read, so yeah, they're Harmonite. I mean, contrary to what you might believe from watching these videos, I can actually read. Reasonably well. Alright, I just want to build up my cities. The more I do that, the more I'm going to get happiness bonuses by upgrading districts. You get happiness bonuses by surrounding a district with 4 other districts. So upgrading your cities is definitely a big priority. Should probably get a National Museum here. We have a lot of districts here. Yeah, we have 11. That's incredible. One advantage of the Necrophages is that we can build districts for cheaper. The cellulose mutation hasn't been that relevant so far, but it's quite important here. And also we have this industrial megapole, which helps us build districts for cheaper. So our districts are really cheap, which is good. Because building out your districts in like normally a triangle formation will help keep your cities happy, which is obviously good. This national arena is going to be okay here. Much like this skill, it's not going to really be exceptionally powerful until we can get another influence bonus to stack on the city. Admittedly, having a level 2 altar of Auriga certainly helps with that. And also, obviously, having all these districts helps with that a lot. But I think we need maybe this upgrade before we can really take off there. Or we need to just put a bunch of workers into influence. That's probably a good idea, actually. We can also get this upgrade, but 5 influence on the city and 1 per worker producing is not that impressive. So this already gives us 2 per worker producing, so... And then this will give us 4 per worker producing, so... If we really want a little bit more, we can get this Glory of Empire, but it's not impressive compared to the high level upgrades. So again, you wanna see about getting the upgrades which gives you the most per upgrade, because the nominal research cost ensures that each upgrade, or each science upgrade, is going to cost you more or less the same amount of science, with the exception of the final victory sciences over here. That means that whenever you get to a new era, the previous tier techs have to compete with the higher tier techs, and normally they can't compete. So picking mediocre low tier techs, which are quite replaceable, even if they're going to help an overall strategy, is normally not a great idea, because then you're just, in the end, diluting your total tech amounts, because you have a limited amount of them. I do want this Beloved of the People, because expansion is something we're going to do. And also I just want to pick this up. I want to see how good it is. Possibly in conjunction with Bread and Circuses, and where is it? State-approved theatre. I wonder if we could completely remove expansion disapproval, or if they stack in a weird way, which makes them all kind of bad. I want to experiment and try this out, and for that I'm going to need like 30 population in the city, which is nuts. Like 50 districts would be easy for us, that's the other role here. But yeah, I guess we can try and make this work. This is be the first to have 5 heroes of a level of 8 at the end of the turn. I think we can do this. And then we get a really good breastplate. And these upgrades are less valuable than the first 2. I think the first 2 of these legendary buildings are exceptional, and the rest strike me as being kind of mediocre. I guess this Throne of Emperors is nice, but we need to get a ton of like Hyperium and Mithrite, which is easier said than done. Those resources tend to be a bit more rare than others. Should probably get that district first. I don't know if it really matters. Actually, we can put everyone into science here, and that changes absolutely nothing. Never mind. We do want to improve the workers in this city, I think. The cities where we plan to place our cultist heroes benefit a bit more from having extra workers, because cultists can buff your workers with their skill, although cultists have so many good percentage boosts that skill is not a priority. Maybe this city is actually our best location for growing fast, because it has the hero Feeds on Bones, who is exceptionally good at increasing food production, with 2 good skills, the skill Slavery, which is good at food production. Although maybe we want to assign Feeds on Bones to another city, grow its food, and then assign a cultist hero back there once the food is really skyrocketed. Maybe that's actually best. Maybe we want to assign Feeds on Bones here. Just build up that city with a lot of food. And in the meantime, we can assign our Tinu to this city. Yeah, I think that's an interesting choice to make. Because we can build up the city using... I guess the general strategy is we build up a city using a industry hero, like where, in this case, Feeds on Bones. We generate all the food and industry we need, and then once the cities are set up and we're not getting that much value out of the food industry, we snap them back to underdeveloped cities and get our high tier, sort of quote-unquote endgame governor there. That's something I should experiment with more, I think. It's very micromanaging, so I tend to shy away from those things because I don't have time for that. But it might just be quite interesting, this situation. I still want to get these science stockpiles. They actually do quite a lot for you. They're not as valuable as industry and food, I don't think, because they don't help you set up for the future. But, you know, 1,600 free science is good. It's like a science in 2 turns. Obviously, you need 2 of those to actually do anything great, but you know. This region has... The city has the fungal laboratory, yeah, it does. So we're getting extra value out of workers working food. Okay, we've actually managed to triangulate here, and the city is happy now, I think. Well, it's not ecstatic, but, you know, we're inching towards the ecstatic modifier. Hopefully once we get some better luxury resources, we can get that in all of our cities. Caravanserai is excellent for dust production. I think we're going to run a dust economy here. Really, a dust economy is just... It's just a good way to close out the game, or put yourself ahead of the game. That's really something I enjoy doing a lot. But at the same time, I do want to attack at some point. I'm mostly hesitating a bit because of the stupid extra costs for adamantium, etc. thing that's going on. Alright. It's like a global event where adamantium costs... where costs increase for just strategics in general. So as you can see here, we have to spend quite a lot to upgrade our Necro drones. Quite a lot more than usual. I'd still want to bank the glass steel, at least for a little bit, because of the harvesting. But it turns out our stockpiles are finally online. Let's buy some more science stockpiles. Alright, so let's activate some stockpiles. We should activate science stockpiles, they'll queue up. Unfortunately, they make this terrible sound there, so... ouch. Now we can upgrade... I think we want to focus one city. And get to 30, so we can get that upgrade. Maybe Hellcrest is actually better. I wonder how much... Well, how much is Hellcrest growing over time? Well, it has a lot of villages, that's good. I forgot that Feeds on Bones, actually, his slavery bonus is best on Hellcrest, so there's a reason not to move him there. Oh well. I guess I just want to upgrade the city and get it to 30. But I should probably dump food stockpiles in every other city as well. Like the quest is nice, but I mean, that wonder is not completely indispensable. It's probably not worth damaging the rest of our cities for it. As you can see, we're basically going to gain like 2 populations from all these stockpiles. Ow, that sound is really unfortunate. But mostly I like to keep the sound high because, you know, we all get to listen to it. But, you know, it's also nice that we have the spices to combine with that. Now I need to build important things in all my cities, so I should probably proc an industry upgrade in each of them. Also, industry upgrades or industry stockpiles help you out because then each of your cities building more, and then each of your heroes is also going to gain more experience over time. Heroes also get experience from garrisons, which we don't have because, yeah, lives are rough. It's just hard to build that many forces. Can we even build all the stuff we need? Or can we even get enough stuff to build all of this in less than... So this is a unique building, never mind. Okay. We want to maximize the industry we generated over these 2 turns. Or we want to maximize the usage we get out of it. We can actually get this chronometry thing here. Where's the place we have the most anomalies? Because that's where will get us the most value. We have a decent amount of anomalies here, yeah. This is probably the place. Dust Depository is going to be good in all of our cities. Not the best upgrade, but also whenever we put workers on dust, industry. The same thing, right? It's in the name. We're going to get a nice fat value bonus. Language. Words. Alright, that seems good. Let me just get some extra adamantium so I can build museums. Alright, never mind. I think I should build this National Museum here. I should probably build that thing everywhere. Again, we saved a lot of glass steel so we can spend it on all these dust buildings. And I think that's quite prudent. Oof, fancy words. I don't think prudent is that fancy, but okay. Fancy for me, by my very, very low standards. We need 97. Okay. I think I should just get this National Museum. We can keep expanding the city, actually. Do I want to? Nah, the expansion doesn't seem that great at the moment. Although this extra river tile is good. Where do I have the dust transmuter again? Here. That city could bear expanding. Although, yeah, we'll wait. Yeah, so basically we suddenly have this explosive turn where we can do so much stuff because of our newly found resource or industry advantage due to the stockpiles. It's very, very nice. Oh, we need 10 of those? Well, I guess we'll pick up the titanium next turn. We can continue expanding that over here. I don't know how wise that is. I probably do want the cargo docks. So I have to go back for them. Where are they? Here, yeah. Cargo docks are... It would be neat if we had cargo docks like here, and maybe here, because we could... Although, it looks like they've claimed this ocean region, so it might be hard to send the trade route along there. Yeah, never mind. Let's ignore that for now. That's a plan for the future, I think. Just not right now. How high is the happiness here? Oh, excuse me for that. I don't know why the computer suddenly jammed there. I promise to get better hardware at some point. Alright. I wonder if I should keep expanding. There is an argument for that. I mean, we reduce happiness, which is a big worry with us, so possibly not. If only we can get 3 extra titanium, we can buy extra warriors there. Let's build a new proliferator. We'll decide on that next turn. If we have random industry to spend, we can always just build random watchtowers or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if our heroes just leveled next turn. Okay, as you can see, population has grown in each of our cities, and all of our heroes leveled, so that's nice. We can just improve the trade routes, and also we get significant dust increases per trade route here, and also this black market here is very powerful. Once we have the option to expand our trading consortium. As you can see, we just built a lot of stuff. What a powerful technique, just generating all those stockpiles. It's just really great. Also generating better heroes. Let's find our Duke here. I was just forgetting what his name was. After we get advanced harvest the next turn, we can probably spam industry stockpiles again. The city could use an extra worker. Yeah, why not? And then we'll work on the city again. We'll buy 2 science stockpiles. Pop those to make sure our science stays strong. And then we're going to use the industry stockpiles a bit more carefully now. Just to pick up stuff we absolutely need. Or absolutely would like much sooner. Or would kind of, look, whatever, standards are low. Just get stuff we would kind of like sometimes though. I just want to pick up enough titanium that I can get the advanced alchemy lab here. We have a lot of districts in the city, so the science boost per district is going to be very relevant. Should probably just stockpile that out, actually. I think we should just advance. We just build up here to make use of the magma tiles, but more specifically make use of these dust tiles in the ocean, because again we get a huge bonus out of any tile of dust. Right here. Let's see what's happening with Waver. We can continue expanding here. Maybe we just want to wait a turn. And just get the advanced harvesting next turn. Just put all other projects on hold, I guess. Yeah, this Tino city needs a lot of industry. Let's just give it to them. Okay, I'm just leaving. How many cities are we leaving idle? I guess I shouldn't leave this idle. I can expand, but the happiness will be reduced. And I just build a tower. Like when you towers are basically when you have nothing better to do. that's more or less it. Alright. Oh, it's a dust eclipse. Neat. I completely forgot about, like, the screen must have darkened. But I just completely forgot about that. Okay, they've conquered 20 out of 40 regions. That's quite a lot. We can always try and stop them, though. And we got the science to give us better harvesting, which is... it's pretty neat. Okay. We didn't even get the dust upgrade. Well, yeah, that's hard to do. Let's actually see how oh, sorry. how we're doing in terms of economic victory. We're actually doing pretty well. Diplomatic victory? Hilariously, with the Endless War faction, we're actually doing okay with diplomatic victory. Which is just so funny. Although we haven't met the final players, so maybe they're just crushing it here. By play, I mean the AI, obviously. I'm just going to personify them because reasons. We gain 10 Mithrite. That's always nice with these dust eclipses. You can sometimes get very valuable resources. Because if you search something later in the game, you're more likely to get something really nice. But obviously things will be searched by then. But that's why it's good that there are all these researching mechanics in the game. Like you can search an additional time with certain technologies, in particular this technology here, endless mechanisms, which is pretty cool. Janda's wand. Alright, that's a good scepter. That is a good scepter for a caster hero. I guess I'm just going to run around with my beetles and pick all those things up. I don't want to expose my regions by moving around these terribly slow armies. Alright, we should get, what is it? Here, Dust Orchid Extractor. Dust Orchids are my jam. They're so good. Is there an extractor in this region? No. This region has just not got much to do. This is a level 2 district, right? Level 2, level 1. And also it's a dust blizzard. I could just build out here, but then we have lots of... We're unlikely to get better on happiness. Each district costs 10 happiness, so no, that's not that interesting actually. I guess I'm just gonna make a lookout tower because it's the border. But yeah, obviously this city is not very good in terms of... Well, it doesn't have much good to do with industry. That was words. Anyway, it doesn't have many good things to do with industry. Which is partly why I think industry is just not as good in this game as in other 4X games. Because there's a point when your industry just stops giving you valuable things. And you need other resources. In particular, you need a flexible way to assign whatever production to whatever resource you need. And that is basically what workers are in this game. They can give you whatever you want or whatever you need in a particular circumstance. Which is obviously immensely powerful. And dust is similarly good because dust can be spent to pick up like lots of different strategics and luxuries and whatnot. And even units. So we don't really need to know when winter's coming, so I'm fine with delaying that. I'm just gonna accelerate the dust orchid extractors, because as soon as I get that, I'm gonna be extremely happy. I really love dust orchids. Like, they're gonna solve a happiness problem, they're gonna make our empire overall more profitable, and like, they're gonna give us so many resources. Like, they're disgusting. I love them. They're like disgusting in a good way. Alright, we can get extra food upgrades. Not really capable of producing much at the moment because we blew all of our stockpiles. So our production is once again diminished. I guess we can pick up this bread and circ. Well, maybe Plow Factory is better. It's relatively cheap and it gives us a lot of food. Yeah, this extractor would be much better if we had Mithrite and stuff in our empire, but we don't. And also the signal cores is definitely very, very important. We have the tools we need to build a powerful military. We just need to be able to dump a lot of dust into the resources we need. And we also should solve our happiness problem before we go out. Again, I don't want to sound... I feel like I'm kind of sounding like a broken record. But really, these things are essential to our strategy at the moment. So. The Plow Factory is a cheap upgrade, which I think I'll be able to get running without additional stockpiles. It's going to take a while for new stockpiles to generate on the marketplace. And it's going to take us a while before we can start killing units and getting new stockpiles. Building cost reduction is nice. This percentage increase to industry is probably going to be better than flat increase, so that's why we're going that way. That away. What resources do I need to start building necro drones? I believe I optimized these units, more or less. Well, they still have these decent but not exciting armors, but they have pretty good damage, a free counter. I don't know, these things are the same. Then we have a archer killer unit, supposed to be anti-archer, but probably more elite. These basic necro drones. These basic necro drones only require titanium, glass steel, and palladium. Obviously, the costs are higher because of that stupid quest. But to complete the quest, we'd have to invade Green's territory because they're never letting us over the borders ever. So that's a bit sad. But fortunately, we have enough dust to buy all this stuff. So. Da, 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 da. This is the Broken Lord's theme, I believe. Wait, why can't we buy a second? Oh, dust, okay. This is a good city for industry, and I think this could be our true production center. Or maybe should be our true production center. Let's move over here. Actually, move here. Okay, the Star Stalker extractor is still not being built. But we have one on Empire, I think. Or did I accidentally improve the Dust Water Extractor? Never mind, here's the Dust Orchid Extractor. So we have one constructed. Let's get a plow factory here. Actually, we should probably build the final burrow here to improve our happiness level. Once that's up, the rating should change from content, hopefully. And hopefully Dustwater will also help us change back from content. Okay, now we need more glass steel for these things. Because I wasted glass steel on the other thing. My bad. I should also make sure that my proliferators are up to the task. I don't have to get any fancy weaponry, but just as high and steady as possible. I can improve the damage they deal, but their damage is really not their selling point. Maybe it's best to just keep them cheap. Just get this unsteady 3, which will reduce the attack of a target by quite a lot. Get the movement upgrade, and that's really all we need, to be honest. It's fine if proliferators are underwhelming combat units, as long as they do what they need them to do. Which is basically spit parasites on people. I mean, these zombies are fine to keep, but they'll gradually become irrelevant. These sort of proliferator battleborn armies. We could sell them, but I guess not before we have a more powerful army available to replace them. Okay, that's over, so that's nice. I should always check the marketplace about stockpiles. Nope, no new stockpiles. Are they extracting this? If they are, then we could grab an extractor by just conquering this area. Without having to actually get the extractor tech. Sneaky like that, hey? Why do you think so yourself? You could just take them from others. You know. Why all the effort? This game teaches you morality for real. Like, rule over other people and then also like, take their stuff. And also kill them together. Don't forget that part. That's truly horrible. Oh well. I think this hero is positioned reasonably well. We're getting two luxuries and some strategics affected by his excellent mining authority perk. Although maybe we want to place him somewhere else at some point. We can actually buy more heroes if we think we want more governors or warrior heroes. The city really does need a lookout tower. Let's kill that. I don't even care that I'm losing production time, like it's not worth it. could tell. Suck. Once we've buffed the city, should probably get a plow factory. I mean, I will willingly like reduce production just to stop myself from being tempted into building a lookout tower when I shouldn't. So I think that was strictly speaking a correct decision knowing my psychology. There. If you don't buy that, then A, you're clever, and B, yeah, well, I have to talk a bit of shit sometimes. Okay. I think this is fine. Can buy out the pixie blood and the... Can buy out this cryogenics, actually. Just get this whole stuff faster. Yeah, buying out is suboptimal to getting stockpiles, but we've already gotten the huge stockpile economy boost. Like, oh, new science. Alright, again, I don't think there's anything that's super great for our industry and stuff. I mean, this industrial processing is neat, I guess, but it's quite expensive. This food is pretty solid, though. And I might want to get that at some point. So I think I will. I think the science stockpiles are still in effect. I don't know why our happiness dived. Is it because we don't have enough luxuries to reactivate? Yeah, probably that's why. Well, this will be coming soon, so... Should move up here. Alright, cryogenic mortars. We've got even more mithrite, which is good because mithrite is quite rare. It's rare. But it's also kind of bad because mithrite is less valuable than Imperium. I so desperately want this area, like... I should probably mass my forces on the border just to make sure. Because they look like they're positioning themselves a bit aggressively. I should probably start producing army units in other areas. Let's just get a proliferator here, maybe. Nah, we should probably get something else. Yeah, proliferators are fine, but also... But we don't need more proliferators, we need more basic army units. To make sure that our proliferators can do what they need to do. Proliferators are so weird because they're super powerful, like... Proliferators are like obscenely strong, but you only need like 1 or 2 in your army. So it's like... It's a weird thing where it's like incredibly good, but you still don't want multiples. Let's just get the stuff to work faster. The sooner I get that bonus, the happier I'll be. That's actually kind of true. When your happiness depends on stuff like that too. Probably not so good extent. Or not so justifiable. I don't know. Not so... whatever. Sometimes I know what I want to say, but just the words don't appear to me. Probably why I'm better at just writing. Alright. Our memory of the war poisons our relations. Okay. Somebody was badly injured. That's good. Again, I haven't been taking anti-spy measures, but okay. It would be kind of difficult to do that as well. Now we can upgrade these necrodrones, but we need a bit more of Palladium. We're generating a decent amount of it per turn, though. Like here, we're getting a solid amount from our hero. 5 from City. So we have a lot of deposits, and we're also getting bonuses from Duke. So we could put Duke here to get even more Palladium at the cost of getting less Blood Crystal. And he's also getting us Dust Orchid here, so it's probably this is the ideal city for him. It's possible that this is a little bit better, or this is a little bit better. No, this is probably not better, but it's possible that this is better in some ways. Probably not, though. I'd prefer to keep the upgrading till the last second, because upgrading is fast, but building new units is slow. So that's why you build units first, and you upgrade the remaining units just before the fight. I think we want this passive bonus. Again, I want to get all the passive bonuses for my army. I do want Guardians, but I want specifically the very, very best ones. Like The Guardian of Water is obscene. The Guardian of Fire is pretty solid too. I don't think we have to worry too much about Guardian combat right now. Okay, now we can get the bonus happiness on our series. That's a lot of influence points. Holy shit. That's very good. Building cost reduction is nice, bonus science per district is nice, bonus industry per district is nice, but probably overrated. We go all the way. Actually, we can't go all the way. So we should probably go like something like this, I think. The final tier is out of reach because of our influence production not being as strong as we'd like. I want to get extra unit production. Bonus attack is... Yeah, we can actually go for this extended, well, this almost square, and just go a bit harder on trade routes. Because we have quite a few trade routes, and this is going to be a pretty solid bonus, I think. It's possible I'm over-underestimating something. You always have to be sort of heuristic your way through this, I think. Actually, we can look at our trade routes. How good are our trade routes? They're generating like 100-ish dust. That's... They're generating a solid chunk of income for us, actually. Is there like a place where I can check how much trade routes are doing for me? So trade routes are a substantial part of our dust income. Yeah, and also improve our science, so I think improving trade routes is nice. And building cost reduction is obviously always good. And I think that's worth it to just get these military upgrades. If we have a fight, we're going to get an attack bonus, which attack is very important. I guess life will be also nice, but attack is way better. And the unit cost reduction is also good. So this is a very solid influence setup. I mean, it is turn 100, so you know, we should expect to be able to spend a lot of influence. But also, I'm still happy that I can spend a lot of influence like that. Not always a given. Although I did actually invest in that, so you know. Why am I so surprised? Yeah. We're generating 4 new Necro drones pretty soon, which should be good. But the problem is we don't have that much extra palladium, so we might want to have units with an alternative resource. Although we're generating so much palladium compared to these other resources that... Like, we're not getting those over time, we're not getting much of this over time. We're getting some of that, but they're inferior. So, yeah, palladium is probably the way to go. We'll just upgrade these bugs in the end. And then we'll have the proliferators on our side armies, and we'll just assign our hero to our Necrodrone army. Once that's together. Although we can assign 8 units to an army now, so... We need a few more Necrodrones at some point. It's annoying that the marketplace is kind of limited. There's only so much palladium we can buy. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I have a cold. I'm always aware of these things when I start recording. I'm like, oh, I have a cold. I'm like, I sneeze. Like, well, maybe I could have waited, but yeah. Same time I didn't think of it at the time. Now, we'll have Dust Orchid active in a couple of turns. You can see we get 5 a turn, that's pretty incredible. Or we can just spend Dust to get it right now. I think I want to spend Dust. I've sung its praises enough. I mean, like, why am I being stingy for something I think, oh, come on. Well, buying 9 of it will accelerate us a bit in terms of its production. Like, that means in 3 turns we can activate it for the first time. Dust Water is also very good. Yeah, those are just very good boosters. And I think they're just going to help us stay happy. I have no idea how 95% is happy, like... That sometimes happens, you have like 100% of them, they're just happy. I'm like, what? What more do you want? Alright. We still need to upgrade these, but we don't have the resources. I think probably a 6 stack of super drones is going to be good enough. Combined with our hero. Provided we can give our hero some decent gear. No, we don't have to. Okay, we're just going to improve our trade route here. We can also trade with people in Cold War and War. I think we'll just get this. It's sometimes difficult to gauge how powerful that effect is, but I think it can do a lot for you. Here we're getting like randomly 40 bonus dust from trade routes, so it is very good. It's just difficult to, like, in your head, figure out how good it is. So I think it's worth getting there, just because if I'm wrong, then it's actually going to be way better than I expected. If I'm right and it's not that impressive, then so what? I wasted 1 point on an upgrade I want anyways at some point. Okay, I'm just going to build towers here. I'm just actually going to put everyone in food production. Screw towers, I hate them actually. Should I get the subterranean thing? If this place ever gets besieged, I'll be happy I got it. One gets this refrigeration plant. That plant is pretty good. Although, again, it saps the resource we have most choked on, which is palladium. Oh, but the plant is really good. Or we could just get another soldier, right? Yeah, why not? It's actually better. Now that I think about it. Soldier drone. I guess we can have a couple of suboptimal drones mixed into our super drones, or necro drones. Or super necro drones. Yeah. Could just get a basic forager. I should probably make sure that my basic units are actually any amount of decent. Then I can make like a simplistic design for this necro drone. Using like basic weaponry. Like, why not? And then we can just spam a bunch of units and use them to generate cadavers and also spread the disease, clog up the ground, etc. It actually seems valuable now that I think it through. Like with other factions, you so often just want to have the best possible army. But I think with this faction I should resist that temptation. Like if units die, it's not actually that bad. And we could just generate a ton of units. If we need to. And also, we have so many ways to just keep generating units, like, and maintaining huge armies with this common cannon fodder. Common fodder. I guess both, hey? So that's appealing. Let's see what else is appealing. This endless mechanism is very powerful. We get extra movement cost, or movement, on roads. When it says minus percentage movement cost, it means you move faster, effectively. Or move more in a turn. I guess faster. The concept of speed is a bit weird in turn-based games, but anyway. Should probably move Karius over to this army. If this is going to be the more impressive army. We should probably upgrade Karius a little bit. At the very least give him good dust equipment, like come on. We can't really afford the what was I saying? We can't really afford like good palladium etc. weapons, but whatever. Is this tier 2 titanium sword still better than the basic dust sword? It's a bit sad. Let's just get him some life upgrades. Life coaching. And get him a movement upgrade. There. Our hero is not going to be a force to be reckoned with, but we mostly want our hero in the army actually for their passive perks, like ability to improve our regeneration, improve our life, that kind of thing. The only thing I really hope that my empire doesn't buckle from the other sides as soon as I start invading somewhere. Obviously, that would be bad. I might want to get Mithrite and Hyperium weaponry. I think I should just get this so my regeneration is better. We might even want to get Hyperium and Mithrite weaponry because there's so much of it on the marketplace. And we're going to get production of it soon. Yeah, I've convinced myself. The fact that stuff is more expensive, and we have to go all the way here to complete these quests to reduce that. And just the fact that we're going to be producing a lot of units means I think that we should diversify the kind of weapon we would employ. It's a basic units. It's time for the basic drones to have their day. Because every basic bitch has their day. It's just one of those weird spots where I don't have anything to say. Alright. Being in an alliance gives you more influence. That'd be good if we could be in an alliance, but we can't, so we shan't worry about that. Okay, feeds on burns is gained a level, increasing food production by another solid chunk. Now, a good way to... Oh, we can activate these. Nice. Ah, yes! Happiness is up! Beautiful, beautiful. Now, a good way to just get the units produced is to mouse over the construction, or the garrisons, and just click on them and see which units are available. Like here, you see only militia, but when there's stuff other than militia available, you just get them. There. No, I don't know where that army unit is. Here it is. And we're going to link it up with our main army. By main army, I mean like 3 random dudes. With a random hero attached. Yeah. Actually, maybe we should move the proliferator out of that army. Actually, our main army doesn't actually... Actually, I think we should have a separate force for our proliferators. It is obviously risky if those units get surrounded or whatever. But just so we can cleanly reinforce with our proliferators first. Maybe I should move this contingent of Battleborn to a location that's more likely to get attacked, like the center or whatever. And we always have the Battleborn available as cannon fodder, basically. I mean, all of our units are cannon fodder. All of them are. Because of this. Everyone is equally bad. But okay. We can get more industry stockpiles. Neato. I'll save those for important buildings, I think. I don't really need to build anything super crucial right now. Apart from the basic drones. No, I think once we have a powerful enough stack, we're just gonna attack this region. I really do want this region. The Mithrite and the Hyperium deposits are valuable. This is valuable. This is like inside of our empire, so it fits very nicely. And, you know, I've never been one, at least the Necrophages have never been ones to be good neighbors. I just broke my rule. I explained how to do that properly, and I didn't do it properly. Oops. Guess we can keep building here. Alright, let's do it properly. And we get even more dust. Oh, this is beautiful. Look how much dust we're generating. Now our luxuries are finally at a point, I think, where we can just consider expanding again. That's sort of like happiness is the natural check on expansion. That's obviously by design. Game devs are clever. But it's supposed to be a sort of, I guess, I don't know if catch-up mechanic is really right for it, but it's kind of like that. It allows you to, or prevents you from pulling ahead too far. So it allows you to not pull ahead. Alright, we have a 7 stack of units, which is pretty strong. They have an 8 stack. Although with reinforcements, the size of the stacks doesn't matter as much in this game. It does matter, but it's obviously correct to always pick up those extra stacks if you can. But you don't always have to. I think getting these rare alloys and rare armors is probably even more important than picking up these marvelous alloys and armors. At least for the time being, so we can diversify our weapons and have lots of different choices. We should probably move our Broken Lord, or yeah, this hero, to that city soon. I think we'll do the first fight in the water. But then we'll be sure to move these extra units down here, make sure we can cover this area with the production of basic units. But next episode we will have more conflict, I promise. Always keep the proliferator close, but a little bit behind. Alright, so we declare war. Big surprise. And let's have one big fight with our new Necrodrone units. By newish. Never mind! What big fight? Let's move these Battleborns to locations where they could securely hold the rest of our territories. It's good that we have the improved roads now, because that way we can reinforce whatever position is weakest. I really do want this Breastplate of the Pure, it's just really good. I mean, obviously no thing is so good that you like cry or give up if you don't have it, but you can win with almost everything, but it is obviously nice to have certain things. Again, I'm clicking sort of manically because I need to make this fight happen before they get to choose what to do. And I want to move these Battleborn to this city because this city is slightly at risk, I think. Should probably just get a Reco drone next turn. Alright, let's engage in this battle. We can tank with our hero because our hero is not very important. Wait, why do they have a defense? No, they have low life, never mind. I mistook the grey bar for the white bar. Alright. Let's rock. We should hit that unit and that unit, they're both gonna die. I don't care about micromanaging, let's rock! This is a nice wraparound army because we can hit them and then we have the double strike. I mean the free counter, which means we can just hit them again when they try and hit us back. We just generate even more attacks in addition to the concave effect, where we just have more units attacking them or next to their units than they have next to ours. So yeah, this sort of heavy beetle army seems pretty solid. Again, I like there's two different kinds of armies I really like. The one features ranged units, which is kind of like, I guess, the standard sort of OP idea is you just use ranged units, and then you exploit the fact that you have more units attacking them than they have attacking you. Or you encircle them, and then in that way have more units attacking them than they have attacking you. See, not only do we lose this, like, without losing units, really. Sorry, we won this without losing units. I really like that we have the free counter upgrade from that legendary quest. Not only do we not use units, but we're also, again, getting more units. Like, it's just incredibly powerful to have obliterators, proliferators in your armies. And we crush their armies, and we're going to move on their city in short order. We've got some Battleborn here. Which we could sell, but selling Battleborn is like, you know... We could, but it's not really that good. Actually, we moved the Battleborn out in a separate army, which is going to lose us a little bit of dust, but we don't care. Yeah, so... Join me next time for more adventures of, at this point, extremely rich necrophages. And they're, like, in our conflict with Green. I think we just move this army down here. The armies are so fast on the roads, we can always reinforce whatever cities comes under attack. So yeah, no worries there. Yeah, so we're doing really well here, I think. And now we can just set our sights upon like this quest location, reduce the cost for strategic resources for building stuff. And then we can just focus on building up a more powerful army using these rare armors, rare alloys, and I think just marvelous alloys and marvelous armor. I don't really care about these upgrades yet. I do care about them, but not as much as building up powerful forces. And then probably just marching across Auriga, not bothering capturing these regions, and just slaying whatever army we find, donating more cadavers for the stockpile. Oh, the stockpiles actually don't get buffed? Interesting. That's sad. So the stockpile is actually not so good later in the game. But we will get lots of free units during a dust eclipse, so probably still worth having. But the other reason I want to march across the map is that I want to find the strongest player and really put the screws on them. Like, find them, kill their armies, take their important cities just to mess with them. And also, we can recruit a lot of spies to implant into the Empire at this point in the game, as long as we can find a spy. Whoa, that's another idea we have. Whether it will come to fruition, who knows, we'll see next time. So, be sure to join me next time as I continue my march across Auriga. And, yeah, this time the aim is not to expand so much as just crush everyone who's ever going to threaten us again. On that cheery note, I'll see you next time. Again, I enjoy making these videos quite a lot. If you could subscribe and like, that would mean quite a lot to me. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.